Number 6, find an equation for the line passing the point negative 4, 2 and parallel to the line 6x plus 4y minus 7 equals 0. So if I would need an equation of the line, I'm going to end up getting y equals mx plus b. I'll just find the m and the b. To find the slope, we are going to go ahead. I'm going to use the shortcut on this. I know that m is equal to negative a over b. And so in this case, it's going to be negative 6 over 4, which I'm going to reduce to negative 3 over 2. Now, if my line is parallel, I know that it's going to have the same slope, so I get to use the negative 3/2 for my slope. And then when I do the y equals mx plus b, 2 will be my y, m is negative 3/2, negative 4 is the x plus b, and I'm going to put a 1 underneath that 4, so I'll get 2 equals, I'm going to cross cancel the 2 and the 4 here, so I'm going to end up getting positive 6 plus b. I'll subtract 6 from both sides, I'll get b equals negative 4, so my final answer is going to be y equals negative 3/2 x minus 4. And there we go. Number 7, given f of x equals x cubed minus 5x plus 8, find f of x plus 2 minus f of 2. So we want to, this is what we want to do. So I need to find f of x plus 2, which means I'm going to come over here wherever I see an x, I'm going to put x plus 2. So we're going to have x plus 2 cubed minus 5 times x plus 2 plus 8. So that gets rid of that part. Now I have minus f of 2. So I need to plug 2 in wherever I see an x, and I'm just going to do a little side trip over here. I'm going to have 2 cubed minus 5 times 2 plus 8. And that will give me 8 minus 10 plus 8, which is 6. So I've now done that part. Okay, now it's just a process of simplifying. I'm going to use Pascal's triangle for the cube because I like that and I'm familiar with it. My coefficients are going to be 1, 3, 3, 1. And I know it's going to go x cubed, x squared, x, and then drops out. And then on the other end it will go 2 cubed, 2 squared, 2, and then drops out. And we get plus signs in between those. So just simplifying this, I'll get x cubed plus 2 times 3 is 6x squared, plus 2 squared is 4, times 3 is 12x, and then plus 2 cubed is 8, and then I still have the minus 5 times quantity x plus 2, that will be minus 5x minus 10, and then still plus 8 minus 6. And now from here we just get to combine like terms. I'm going to get x cubed plus 6x squared. Combining my x's, I'll get plus 7x, and then let's see, 8 minus 10 is negative 2, negative 2 plus 8 is 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. So this is what I will get as my answer. Okay, number 8. Determine whether the function f of x equals x cubed minus 7x is even, odd, or neither. Explain your answer. Right, because of the cube, I'm thinking that it's odd, so that's what I'm going to test for first. So to test for odd, remember we're actually testing for origin symmetry, so I'm going to change the negative x and negative y. And remember, this is really just like a y. So we'll get negative y, or I'll just put negative f of x equals negative x cubed minus 7 times negative x. And then I'll get negative f of x equals negative x when I cube it is going to give me negative x cubed. And then negative 7 times negative x is positive 7x. And then I can't see if it matches because this is negative f of x and this just says f of x. So I'm going to multiply the whole entire equation by negative 1, and if I do that I'm going to get f of x equals x cubed minus 7x, and I notice I did get what I started with, so it is odd. So, and it says to explain, so I'm going to say the function is odd, and I'm not going to say because I changed the x and y to negative. I'm going to say because it has origin symmetry. That's what we were testing for when we did that. And there we go. Okay, number 9. If f of x is equal to x squared minus 1 and g of x is equal to cosine x, first of all find a, f of g of x, and then b, g of f of x. So here we go. So f of g of x, we get to start on the inside. So g of x is equal to x squared, is equal to cosine x. And now we're going to take cosine x and put it wherever we see an x in the f function. So I'm going to have cosine of x squared minus 1. And then just simplifying that a little bit, a better way to write that would be cosine squared x. It's the more appropriate way. And then that's it. All right, for part B, we have g of f of x, which means we're going to start inside with f of x this time. F of x is equal to x squared minus 1, which means now we get to go into the g function. Wherever we see an x, we will put x squared minus 1. So it's going to be cosine and then x squared minus 1. And we can't separate that or anything, so we are pretty much done with that problem. Number 10, factor 16x squared minus 4x minus 6. The first thing that I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier on myself, I do notice that 2 will go into all 3 parts. So the first thing that I'm going to do is factor out a 2. So when I do that, I'm going to get 8x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, now we can actually do the magic number trick on this one. Hopefully you're familiar with that. I'm going to just keep bringing that 2 down. 8x and 8x. And then 8 times negative 3 is equal to negative 24. So I'm going to think to myself, what times what gives me negative 24? Negative 8 times 3, negative 3 times 8, negative 4 times 6, negative 6 times 4. Which one of those adds up to give me negative 2? It would be this option right there. So it's going to be minus 6 plus 4. And then somehow I should have written in the first place on this one divided by 8. So somehow I have to get rid of this 8 right here. And I do know I can't put 8 into either one, but I do notice that 2 will go into this one, and actually 4 will go into this one. So instead of having 8, I'm just going to break this up into 2 times 4. So now we can divide this one by 2, and we'll divide this one by 4. So the 2 hangs with us, and then if I divide this one by 2, I'm going to get 4x minus 3. And then if I divide the other one by 4, I'll get 2x plus 1. And there we go. It is factored.